This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael, I'm still stuck in a theater, and today I have a review of Night in Paradise, a crime drama from South Korea directed by Park Hoon-jung, which initially premiered in 2020. It follows Tae-gu, a gang leader who takes revenge on a rival gang upon the death of his sister and niece, after which he goes into hiding on a nearby island. While there, he befriends Jae-yeon, the niece of the man whose house he's staying at, who is facing health issues that will eventually kill her. Meanwhile, Tae-gu's boss sells him out to the rival gang and their boss in order to make things even, and so Tae-gu himself becomes a dead man walking. One of the standout details of the film is that it is not primarily action-driven. There's still plenty of action and fights peppered throughout the film, primarily in the later half, but instead the movie takes a meditative approach to Tae-gu and Jae-yeon's struggles, showing how they choose to cope with their emotional and physical pains when there are no other options other than just to live with it. It's a very interesting take, but it's only taken so far. Again, the film cuts back on that inward approach to its story and becomes brutally violent, almost egregiously so given the content of the film beforehand. The other standouts of the film are the two main characters, of course. Tae-gu and Jae-yeon are initially somewhat distant at first, but as events progress, they come to understand each other better. Their relationship is strictly platonic. Tae-gu makes a point to tell Jae-yeon that she is not his type at all. But there is a great chemistry between them as friends, opening up to each other and thus the audience as the story continues, finding connections in a point of their lives where everything else seems to have been severed from them. I don't necessarily blame them for being so cynical, though. One of the issues I have with the plot is the slowly increasing lack of any room for hope or choice for the characters. Basically, things go from bad to worse for just about everybody, and of course for Tae-gu and Jae-yeon. Basically, things go from bad to worse for just about everybody, and of course for Tae-gu and Jae-yeon. For example, the film's opening scenes show Tae-gu learning he can't help his sister with her own sickness, which is almost immediately followed up with her death in a car crash. Jae-yeon doesn't fare much better herself, already at peace with her terminal illness, and since having become suicidal. And when the film becomes hyper-violent closer to the end, it only serves to compound the tragedy of their lives. The technical aspects of Night in Paradise only help to give the film an additional sense of bleakness. The color palette leans towards grays and blues, leaving the world eternally overcast. Cinematography is kept tight on characters, especially during more violent sections of the film, where it helps emphasize the damage being done. The film's editing does take a more standard approach, giving the film's slower scenes their meditative tone, while allowing action sequences to be more appropriately fast-paced, though still being able to keep things coherent. In any case, Night in Paradise is a tragedy, plain and simple. Despite the attention given to building up the characters, and thus the viewer's desire to see them succeed, there end up being too many obstacles in their way to ensure a truly satisfying conclusion. While we do get, without spoiling too much, the full closure we would hope for, it comes at a higher cost than I would have liked to have seen. It's an inevitable conclusion, and one which the film foreshadows throughout, but it still left a sour taste in my mouth. Night in Paradise, Park Hoon-jung, 2020. 2 stars. I wouldn't recommend seeing this movie, at least not more than once, and I've seen it once, so that's enough. Well, I'm done with this. You know how it works. Like, comment, sub, bell. Also, help me. Help me out of this place, please. Thanks.